The annual Thailand Property Awards are eagerly awaited, and through much of the year the judges must travel to various parts of the kingdom to see the new developments and resorts, whatever the weather. And today I'm catching up with them to see them at work here at a very interesting development at Koh Chang. The judging panel is customarily hosted by the owner-managers of a competing development. This visit begins with an inspection of the seaside grounds of this island resort. Here, the beach on one side meets the bay and private jetty on the other side of a sandy peninsula, then out onto an existing pier. The managing director of Siam Royal View Koh Chang reflects on the carefree atmosphere of this virtual hideaway.
Our choice of materials and colors and the density, which is very low, all contribute to keeping the place natural and beautiful. We plant more trees, we try to develop environmentally friendly, and we try and take care of the place.
Back at the main reception building, the judges are given an overview of the sprawling resort and ongoing plans and prices.
What is the average price for this plot?
The plots in the marina section are larger. They're about 1,000 square meters, which with at least 27 meters of beachfront. So they would be in the region of 20 million baht.
How did you organize to get everybody here so that they can see what's on offer in this particular setting?
Well, it's a good question because it's not very easy to do. As you've met each of the judges, they're all very high profile and very top professional people in the real estate business themselves. I have one of our judges, Kun Pongsatorn, is a huge developer and landowner. He's been with me, I think, 4 or 5 years now. We have Kun Samnuk of the NC Group. I think they're at development number 37 or 38 around Thailand. Huge housing developments they do. Great guy, Kun Samnuk. We have Kun Pat. Pat is with the KTGY design company, architecture. They're based out of America and they're international. It was very difficult to get Pat along. He travels to China, Bali, Vietnam, and he's one of our top judges. Kun Teresa. Teresa came down. Teresa has her own company that she runs, so she's a great attribute to our judging team. So good group of folks.
So you have to find professionals who presumably can't be competing as well in this year?
Oh, absolutely. Another good question, Rod. We actually have to sign a document with the organizers that we have no conflicts of interest with anything that we judge. And in fact, if there is a conflict of interest, we have to identify it on that form and we have to abstain from that particular category. So BDO Advisory, which is one of the top accounting and tax firms in the world, Paul Ashburn, oversees everything that we do, and he makes sure that the accountability is rock solid. So it's organized very, very well.
Kun Pat, with your architectural background and ongoing interest, I guess that's what you're looking for when you're judging, is it?
Yes. Well, basically, I'm looking for the proper design that would fit the targeted market, and also a sustainable design that cares for the environment and its surrounding, as well as the good use of materials, the vernacular architecture language that would fit the Thai, market and the international market. Something that would look great for the community.
Yes. Have you, over the years, seen an improvement, would you go so far as to say, in architecture in Thailand?
I think so. There's a lot of improvement in the past 5-6 years because of the international market, the demand, high demand, the quality that was asking for by the buyers. Basically push all the developers and the builders to design and build better.
Kun Pongsatorn, what is it, do you think, you look for when you're judging these awards?
I'm looking for a nice development, both for Thai or from Thai or foreigner developers. I like to see a nice development and care of the nature and also care of the Thai cultures and Thailand, the whole country as well.
Yes. And you are a developer yourself, aren't you?
Yes.
And your developments are usually 5-star, so are you looking for the highest standard?
Normally, as a developer, I think all the developer should be the same like me. That is, we try to develop a nice project. Not necessary to be 5-star, but should what you call try to serve the community, try to serve the customer, and try to serve the area.
Somnak, you've been a judge for the Thailand Property Awards for some years now. How was the final decision made?
We try to go by the criteria that is assigned, from the value for money, take into account of the location, the marketing side, the sales and all that, the construction, quality of construction, percentage of completion, or the brand, consideration on that, and concepts, design on the project, on the product. So we go by the criteria that is given according to the category, and we try to attack each issue according to our expertise. From the architect's perspective, the architect may have a more in-depth explanation and criticism on the concept design, on the project concept design, or even special functions. But from my point of view, as a developing company also, we look into the overall development concept, whether it's beneficial to the developer, or is a win-win for the consumers, or is good also for the environment, and how the development comes into about, how the process gets going. But each time we visit different winners from past years, we look at how we try to see how the company would fare in the future also, because we want to make sure that the award winners will continue to do well as in the past, the current year that they are participating, and also the future that we want to make sure the winner becomes good brand.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a way of establishing worthy winners.
Yes.
Teresa, do you as a finance expert encourage foreigners to buy in Thailand?
I think if you look at Thailand, you could look at resort property or Bangkok city properties. And I think resort property, you need, like, for me, when I buy something, let's say 100%, I need 50%, my heart love it, and 50% the number is right. So I think resort property, you need to love it more than using your brain. But city property, I think, is use your brain.
You must find it very interesting then, being one of the judges for the Thailand Property Awards of this year.
Yes, I think I learned so many things that I was not aware of. And such as, like different kind of windows, like the window frames. I never really paid such a detailed attention to window frames. Yeah, it's just different. And also, I also learned that from when I went around Pattaya, looking at all the properties, Pattaya really boomed since the last 1.5 years. And I couldn't believe the prices have gone up, and it's busy everywhere. Yeah.
As a judge, can you bring finance into your judgments for this award?
I do look at the value for money for the property. If I'm paying for that, how much will I get it back? And potential capital increase. Yeah.
So your approach is very analytical, right?
Yes, I do. I don't use my heart.
Ultimately, on each such visit to a contending property, the judges must review all that they have seen on a specific tour and bring their individual professional expertise to bear in choosing the best amongst the nation's high achievers in the Thailand Property Awards 2012.